Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next movie review. And so today I'll be looking at what I would say the first new movie I've seen this year, right? The technically to come out. And so I'll be reviewing of this year's 2024's horror film of Night Swim. You know, considering how last year, especially, it was a shitty year for horror films, maybe this year, I think maybe it'll be better, but, well, the thing is that there was a couple of horror films I did like from last year, but a lot of it was just bad, though. So, Night Swim, they just came out this year. I gotta say, this film, putting it bluntly, this film sucked. It came out, it got negative reviews from critics. I would say deservedly so. 24% Rotten Tomatoes is a 5.0 on IMDb. And the film just sucks, because I thought, okay, the idea was silly. Maybe we can have some fun with it. It's a silly idea. Night Swim. It's a haunted swimming pool. What can you do with that idea, right? But anyway, I'll get to that though. But Night Swim. Okay, it's directed by a guy by the name of Bryce McGuire. Which this is actually this is based on a short film. This film is based on a short film that he did, and so he did the short film this is based on, and I think the fact that he directed this film and he also wrote the movie, and see if I wonder if you hear my dog is howling. Probably doesn't want me to talk about the movie if you can hear it, but I got to. Sorry. And the film stars Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt Russell, as also stars Kerry Condon, which I remember her from when she was in Unleashed. Unleashed, she was Morgan Freeman's stepdaughter, and she would also go on to voice Friday from the MCU, right? After in Age of Ultron, after when Jarvis became the Vision, right? Tony looked for another replacement voice, and that was Friday, and that was Kerry Condon. So she voiced Friday from then onwards. So she plays as the wife of Wyatt Russell, and so the gist of the film is that Wyatt Russell as Ray Waller, he was a former baseball player. He got ill. He has MS, so he needed to get some therapy to make himself better. They're searching for a house, and they come across this house that has a swimming pool in the back. And of course, one of the typical things that they don't know about the dark history of it up until when the wife researches it, which kind of compares to the Amityville horror, sort of like the whole, house. Well, I don't know if it's a house though, but possess the husband, and then the wife has to research, dig deeper what's going on behind the history of it, just like in the Amityville horror, right? So, kind of compares to them, like, in a way, this could have been like one of those sequels to Amityville horror, honestly, because you had the Amityville It's About Time with the possessed clock, or The Evil Escapes with the lamp, or what was the one? Which one was it? That was with the mirror. I mean, it could have just been like one of those type of sequels, right? Here, it's a swimming pool, but then like how with his illness, when he gets in the pool, he starts to feel a bit better, and they're wondering with the kids, they see some apparitions, wondering what's going on. until they find out the truth, you know. So the film, okay. If anything positive I can say about this film, one, I think the acting is not that bad. I think Wyatt Russell and Kerry Condon, I think they were doing the best they could. They were trying. Because I like Wyatt Russell, you know. Yeah, why? It's funny. I see Wyatt Russell. He's just almost a spinning image of his father, Kurt Russell. You know, I think it's particularly more in this area here. He looks like him, but I think Kerry Condon, she was doing the best she can too. The two kids who plays the kids, I think they were doing fine at where they're given to do as well. So I think the acting is not that bad. As for other stuff, I mean, the director, Bryce McGuire, I think his directing is not bad either. I mean, there's some use of camera angles, you know, like when they're swimming, like goes from, if you're swimming and you're doing this, right, it shows like go from one way when you're swimming to another, the camera angles. So use of camera angles of directing like that, I think is decently well shot, I would say. But that's overall. That's where the positives end, you know, because the film is it's just as generic as we've seen of a type of supernatural movies we've seen a dozen times, and not much happens for the most part, given to its runtime, because the film is only an hour and 38 minutes. So I guess I give it another positive. I can say it is a short movie, without end credits. Maybe just a little bit just before, like maybe an hour 33 minutes most. So it is a short movie. So I guess another thing I can say positive wise, but it just there's a lot of focus on this family drama that, you know, with Wyatt Russell and his condition, you know, and concentrating like the therapy stuff and making them, you know, trying to make him feel better, and then the kids, you know, like, because they keep on transferring schools, trying to make friends, and the whole thing with Wyatt Russell trying to teach his son baseball and stuff like that, right? And it's just a lot of it. I mean, it's focusing more on the family drama, more on the actual supernatural stuff, though. But like little things, like first of all, it's not scary at all to me. I never thought it was scary because I did actually see this with my girlfriend. She was back in town. We saw a movie, right? And honestly, we were the only ones in the theater, just the two of us, right? I guess that's showing us how much people give a shit about this movie if we were the only ones in the theater. But hey, we got a private screening together, so that was kind of nice though. But I guess she didn't overall hate it as much as I do, you know. But but it's just, I mean, for a couple things that happen, okay, the spirits play quarters, you know. They play with quarters, you know, when the kids dive for quarters. Wow, the spirits, they throw quarters in the pool. Or, of course, when the kid, you know, sticks his hand in the filter because he hears a voice in the filter part, right? And the hand grabs him. That's pretty much what a lot of it goes for, pretty much like most of the running time before the third act, of course. Well, of course, they see like a appearance here and there, but it's not overall. Not much happens, and of course the opening, it's as predictable as you can see it, because you can always see it coming when they do an opening like this, because they have established what happens beforehand. It opens up in 1992, where this girl named Rebecca, she sees a toy boat in the pool, and she has a brother that's sick, so she goes out there, tries to retrieve it, of course, leaning too forward, but something pulls her in anyway. She gets pulled under, and she disappears from the pool. I'm like, I can see all this coming, because we've seen this at how many times in supernatural movies we've seen. And one of the problems is it tries to take itself way too seriously. It's a film about a haunted swimming pool, but yet they try to take this idea and try to make it so serious, you know? It's a haunted swimming pool. Try to have some fun with the idea, you know? but it tries to be so dark and serious. See that? I just belched because I just doesn't want me to talk. My body doesn't want me to talk about this movie either. And this one thing that what makes and what really hammers on this movie is the screenplay that Bryce McGuire did. I mean, yeah, he did his own. It was a short film he did though, but when he little and wrote this movie, it was one of the. It is like the biggest problem of this movie. It is. I mean, the character is okay, and also although the acting is not bad, but the characters themselves, they're not. I would say not like they're forgettable characters. They just characters, they don't stand out. You know, the film was trying to make so much serious about this idea, but it makes the characters not stand out more. I mean, the boy, the son, which he was kind of smart at first, you know what I thought, though, because he's being suspicious of the pool when they're being grabbed. He's being suspicious of it. Or when there's a pool party at their house, he tries to take a camera, tries to record what's going on, right? But then, like, going towards the end, the kid becomes a stupid idiot because they also had a cat that disappeared, right? And the cat was wearing, like, a bell collar, right? They find the collar, right? They find the Wyatt Russell. He retrieves the collar, and then when the boy, Elliot is the character's name, hears the bell, right, and thinks the cat is out there, and like he knows better with the suspicions about surrounding this pool, right? But he goes out there because he thinks he hears the cat. He sees a shadow of the cat on this flamingo floaty, you know, on the pool. First of all, majority of cats don't like water, so why do you think they'd be actually on the pool if the cats don't like water, right? But then he has to go out there and see if the cat's out there. Oh, lo and behold, the cat is not out there. So, but the thing is, they know they have the collar. So what? The spirits? They just teleport the collar out there, or I don't know. And the kid should have known better, though, not to be deceived by, because he sees the ghosts and stuff like so. He should know better to be deceived by what's trying to play. The pool's trying to play, right? But anyway, get into that though. Then of course you get I forget the stupid scene you see this in the trailer. It's in the trailer. It's when the older sister, has a guy over that she liked from school, right? And they're playing Marco Polo. So, she's calling Marco, right? And the guy gets out of there, tries to be sneaky, right? And then when she in the pool, she thinks she sees him, but it's not. And then you get the ghost go Polo, which I laughed more than being scared because it was silly. It was beyond silly, you know. Ghost playing Marco Polo. Wow, that's so scary. And of course, ghosts dropping quarters in the pool and playing Marco Polo. Wow, this is such a at the same time being serious as well. And so the girl, she freaks out. And then at the pool party, while Wyatt Russell has one of the kids on his shoulders, they're playing, you know, what was a game of chicken? What was I forgot the name? We stand on someone's shoulders in the pool, trying to knock the person off. He keeps going deeper into the deep end, and then this brown shit, you can see it is liquid shit, you know, and he inhales it, and he becomes possessed. So basically, Wyatt Russell, he just basically swallowed liquid shit, basically, and that's the fitting of this movie, you know, because he's pulling out when they're emptying the pool, right? They're trying to clean it, right? He sticks his hand in the drain, he cuts himself because all this brown shit starts leaking out. That's what film symbolizes. That shit perfectly describes it. Or I could use a bunch of other puns, pun intendedly, like this film should just stay in the deep end and drown in it, you know, or stay in the sunken place. And speaking of sunken place, because this film, yeah, of course, this is produced by Blumhouse. One thing, right? They made the new Halloween movies, and among other films. I think I'm starting to realize that the Blumhouse is becoming another overrated studio as well, like A24 is. I mean, as I mentioned, Sunken Place, because there's one Blumhouse movie that I actually liked, and that was Get Out. It was a film that was made by Blumhouse. I thoroughly enjoyed Get Out from Jordan Peele, because I thought the ideas of those was much better than anything in this movie, easily. You know, the whole idea of the whole weirdness of what I'm seeing, what's going on with his family, and the whole hypnotism, and the visual effect of Daniel Kaluuya going into the sunken place, right? And the whole idea of the transplantation of the, all that stuff, I really enjoyed Get Out. I thought the ideas of those was much better than a lot of the ideas that Blumhouse produces. Way better than those shitty Halloween movies, or even Megan, because that's another one from Blumhouse, because they came out last year. Because Megan made a lot of money, and of course, the whole trend of the whole stupid dancing, twirling thing of Megan, but that made money from Blumhouse. I think they tried to do that because it came out in January and it made money though. They tried to do the same thing with this, but it didn't. That's another film I don't like. Yes, I don't like Megan. Yes, I already explained that in my review. To me, Megan is a knockoff of the Child's Play remake. Honestly. But yeah, I mean, I like Get Out. Yeah, I forgot the Purge movies were made by the movie too, by the company. I mean, but there's more films I thought are negative. I did not like from Blumhouse more than positives, because also Halloween Month, Creep, I reviewed. That was also from Blumhouse. Wasn't a particularly fan of that movie either. I'm starting to believe that Blumhouse is starting to become just another overrated studio, just like A24 is. But like I said, I really enjoyed Get Out. To me, it's one of the best ones that Blumhouse produced, because it got competently directed from Jordan Peele. But anyway, so then of course it's like with Amityville Horror becomes possessed, right? It becomes a little bit, distant, just like how it was in well, I'm saying particularly like the 2005 remake with Ryan Reynolds. Oh, the house possesses him. Now it's the pool that it said it's the pool that possesses Wyatt Russell. Of course, then when the wife does the research, trying to find the history of what the tragedy of this, because the kid tells the mom, Rebecca, she doesn't even the realtor, she kind of knew some of the stuff about what happened though, but not the full history though. And stupid line of dialogue where she says, "Oh, you knew about it?" When Kerry Condon says, "Oh, you knew about it?" Which goes and says, "Well, I didn't want to put any poo in your pudding." That's actual dialogue. I didn't want to put any poo in your pudding. This just shows how serious and scary this movie is when you have stupid dialogue like that. Stuff like that, it makes this film inconsistent with its tone and with the characters. It's inconsistent as well. But anyway, Kerry Condon, she tries to do more research. She finds the mom of the girl that drowned in the first movie. I guess she's also possessed by the water too, because you see the black water coming out of her eyes and through she has an oxygen tank connected to the nose thing, right? So it's coming in there as well. Apparently, because with the whole history thing is that before there was a pool there, the whole thing before the house there, it was a spring or a natural well, is when also when the pool cleaner was telling them it was like a natural well down there as well beforehand. And apparently with this thing, this natural force with the spring where the pool is now, it can grant wishes. It's we should mention it's like a wishing well, right? Because with her daughter Rebecca, because she also had a son that was sick too, right? Apparently she was possessed by it, and because I guess it gives into your deepest desires, you could say. She kind of wished for her son to be better, but there's a catch though. In order to grant the wish, it requires a sacrifice. So basically, she let her daughter drown and die to let her son be better. Oh, because that was out of love. And Kerry says, "No, that's not love. It's bad." Even she says there's something bad in the water. Yeah, that's another classic line there. There's something bad in the water. Yeah. this movie is bad water that needs to be flushed down, and just forever be flushed. Yeah, but then because the mother, she has this fountain, she's drinking water, you kind of like gets like the water from that place, but it's still able to possess her though, going crazy. Yeah. And it's the same thing with Wyatt Russell, because the whole thing why he did this is because he gets physical therapy, and it's kind of like making his wish come true now, because he's getting better. Early when he cut himself, it's fully healed, and he's doing a lot better. He's working out, and during the part where he goes to baseball practice with his son, they tell him, "Hey, hit a few balls," and he goes and hits a home run. So, but anyway, when he swallowed the black shit, that's when he becomes fully possessed. You can see it in his eyes and his face. And so, with that, though, they need a sacrifice, so he's going to sacrifice his son. And so, that's when the stupid thing, when the boy should have known better about the pool, because he was already suspicious of it, but he gets fooled about the cat, and he falls in. Kerry Condon goes and tries to jump in and saves him. But, because, like, it's like more of that, because it goes deeper and deeper, kind of like, it becomes like another dimensional opening, because they're not at the bottom of the pool. It's like going further and further deeper. Like it's like a dimensional, because you see all the spirits, because the girl who died at the beginning of this movie wasn't the first victim. It was happening to all people from the past decades. Because you see their spirits trying to stop Kerry Condon until the ghost of Rebecca saves them. I mean, even the CGI of how the ghosts look, was silly. I mean, funny anything enough, the way they look, they kind of resemble from the first Pirates of the Caribbean. Captain Barbossa, Jeffrey Rush, and his crew when they're cursed, when they're under the moonlight, how they come all skeletonized and decrepit looking. That's the first thing that came to my mind. They resemble like Barbossa's cursed crew in the first Pirates movie, right? That's how the spirits looked, and it looks silly as shit. I'm like, can Jack Sparrow just jump in and save them? Oh my god. I mean, that's how silly they looked, okay? It was CGI-looking spirits. And so then Wyatt Russell is going after the daughter, but locks her in, but she gets a bat and hits him. And so the family's telling him to come back, he's reflecting on the memories of his family, raising them, being happy together, until he finally spews out the black shit. Spews it out. And so they still need to require a sacrifice, but they can't leave because the boy, he's starting to choke because they're trying to get him. But so Wyatt Russell, he goes and jumps in the pool, and he swims towards the spirits and sacrifices himself, and he disappears into the black shit of the water. Then it clears up and he's gone. He's now disappeared. Spirited away, you can say. Which I would rather watch Spirited Away than this easily. So and so afterwards, they think that they should move, but the thing is, it's going to happen to the same family who moves in, so they decide the closing of the movie is they fill up the pool with dirt or cement. They fill it up so it can never happen again. I mean, like I said, this film tries to be this whole idea of a haunted swimming pool, if I can speak right. It just tries to be so serious about this idea. I mean, that's the thing with Blumhouse. They try to be serious. I mean, it's a haunted swimming pool. It's it's a silly idea, but you try to make it so serious about this movie. And the thing is, the screenplay written by Bryce McGuire is the main problem with this movie. It tries to be so serious. It's inconsistent with its tone and characters, and makes them start to become idiots. Like especially the boy who got fooled and tricked, which he should have known better because he knows about the supernatural stuff that's happening in the pool, and tries to be so much focused on this family drama that. What? I mean, I was gonna say it's trying to be a soap opera because, well, maybe that should be. But hey, Well, I was gonna say something different, but it didn't turn out right. And the opening is this is generic and cliche as we can see it coming from a mile away. Okay, so this is opening. A girl's gonna get pulled in to show us what's happening what's gonna be happening in the movie. And you get comparisons to Amityville Horror. You know, guy gets possessed, is acting strange towards the family, bit violent towards the family, just like it was in Amityville Horror. Until the wife does the research of finding the tragic history of it, you know. And stupid dialogue like the stupid realtor saying that, oh, I don't want to poo in your, I don't want to poo in your pudding, because she knew about what happened with Rebecca, but she didn't want to say anything because, oh, you were so happy, you know, I didn't want to mess it up. I don't want to put any poo in your pudding. That's dialogue in a serious movie about a haunted swimming pool. I mean, I thought this year was gonna maybe horror was gonna be better, but thing is, I should know better after all these years. But hey, I always give movies a chance. I always try to keep an open mind. You know, I think I'm not being biased. I'm always trying to keep an open mind because I always want to be surprised. You know, but that's the thing. When you go into movies, you want to either be surprised or not. You know, I always try to keep an open mind. You know, but hey, I was open minded when I saw Thanksgiving. I really liked that movie. I was open-minded when I saw The Pope's Exorcist, you know. I really enjoyed that movie. So, there is a couple... But overall, horror films from last year was also shitty. Because I did not like Megan. I hate Scream 6. You know, and... I mean, even 2019, I remember horror was good, you know. There was plenty of horror films I liked in 2019. But well, this one was gonna be no exception. After watching this, this is already gonna be on my top list of the worst of this year easily already. So yeah, but I mean, even though the acting is not bad, some of the direction from the director is decent. It is a short movie. Yes, I can say that. At least it wasn't 2 hours long. We didn't need 2 hours about a haunted swimming pool. I mean, come on. But the characters were not memorable. It was not scary. Cheap boo scares as usual. Stupid, silly things like ghosts playing with quarters and playing Marco Polo. It's silly, you know. And the whole idea of this whole, it can grant wishes, but it needs a sacrifice, you know. And maybe even my girlfriend, she said she wished they could have delved deeper in the story behind that aspect of the whole why before the pool was put there. Even she made a comment on that, you know. She said they should have went deeper into the history behind that, though. But well, the film made money anyway because it's on a budget of $15 million, and I know it's already making. It wasn't as hit as Megan was, but it'll make the money back. Even if it was, you call it a minor success, though. But the thing is, though, I think Blumhouse is just starting to become another overrated studio, just like A24 is. And speaking of A24, there was another film. There's a film that from A24 that I actually liked, which I'll get into that though. I still haven't done my my top favorites, which I will get to though. I will get to that. I said before, I will get to it. The top best and worst. I will get to that though. I promise you. So even though I'm a little late on it though, but I will get to it regardless. But there was actually a film that was made by A24 that I actually liked, and it was not a horror film. Oh my god! What if I keep on saying it from before? When they don't do horror movies, I like. Lo and behold, another one I actually like from A24. That's not a horror film. Go figure. I don't know how many times I had to keep on saying it, but still. So yeah, but Night Swim, yeah, it's a huge belly flop. It should just drown itself, sink to the bottom of the pool, and stay there. And it should never resurface again. Yeah, see, I'm making all these puns because that's how inconsistent this movie is, so I'm making inconsistent, you know? Stay in the deep end. Drown itself. Sink to the depths. Yeah. So yeah, I don't like. I hate this film. Like I said, I like Wyatt Russell, Kerry Condon, but they did the best they can. But they couldn't save the film. So, and also forgot to mention the score. The score was easily forgettable. That's how. At the end of this review, I'm mentioning it now because that's how forgettable the score was. If it was, it's a simple, same generic score we've seen in other supernatural horror films we've seen dozens of times. Nothing new, nothing special. So, but Bryce McGuire, yeah, he did the short film, but the thing is, he just tried to make it too serious to this movie. Could have just had some fun with the idea, you know, but instead of making it a full, serious, scary movie. It's a haunted swimming pool. What can you say about that idea? So anyway, but that's Night Swim. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more movie reviews. I got more coming up. A franchise a franchise I finally get to review. But stay tuned for that. But Night Swim, fuck the movie. It's already on the worst list of this year already. Later. And so, drown itself.